It's like he never left. Adams buries three. Pray in the back to Harrison. Rolls to the hoop. Slams it down.
Friday night hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL rolls on to the River City. The Brisbane Bullets host Melbourne United, hoping to take a big scalp at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. The Bullets fans are ready to roll and hope that they continue their winning form. Casey Prather and Deuce are ready to go, as are the Bullets as they roll in. Tyrell Harrison with another big matchup tonight. Chris Goulding is back in action for United. He's so cool he wears shades at night. Indoors is CG. And here are the two coaches of these two teams. Stu Lash, Dean Vickerman, Peter Hooley, Leonard Copen alongside myself, Joel Peterson in commentary. Big test for young Stu Lash.
Yeah,
He's early in his coaching journey.
This is the equivalent of a rookie having to guard Bryce Cotton. You've just got to figure out how to get it done. He's coming off a very, very good win. As you said, this is the start of his coaching career, Stu Lash. He'll be feeling really good, confident, but there's no greater test than trying to take down Dean Vickerman's men. It
is such a tough task to do and overthrow the man who's been, of course, coached his 800th game last time out, and he's done so much in this competition. We spoke about the battle of the big men right off the top, Leonard. You are very excited about these two gentlemen going head-to-head.
And both of these guys are averaging 15 and 9. And let me tell you something. Tyrell Harrison has been playing outside of himself. He's had a fantastic season so far. Jesse Edwards comes in, plays great defense, and whenever the ball's around the rim, he's putting it back in. So whoever gets into foul trouble, probably the other team will get a win.
So what do you like about this man, the Melbourne United big man, Jesse Edwards?
Just that he's strong. He didn't demand the ball, but whenever that ball comes off the rim, he's strong enough to put it back in. They look for him, and he will turn around, Joel, and dunk in your face. I love that.
And he'll swat a few shots along the way as well. And Tyrell Harrison, who was so good the other night. Here you see their head-to-head stats, both highly efficient, impact the game at the defensive end as well.
I mean, everything the Bullets have gone through to this point in the season, it's going to come down to Tyrell Harrison and Casey Prather leading them to a win. They both did that on Wednesday. They were phenomenal, and they're going to have to back it up and do it against the ladder leaders in this one.
Most improved player last year, Leonard. I mean, he continues just to take leaps to Tyrell Harrison.
It just seems like when he went overseas to the NBA camps, he got better quick, and he's aggressive, he's confident, and they're feeding him the ball. If he can stay healthy, the Brisbane Bullets can have a pretty good season.
It's fascinating to remember he's only mid-20s as well. He's been in the NBL system for so long. He's been a Bullet. He's worked his way through the whole program to become one of the best big men in the league. And as I keep saying, if he picks up where he left off from Wednesday for the rest of the season, he's in the NBA next year because he nearly had that this year with the Denver Nuggets.
26-year-old playing his 140th game tonight, Tyrell Harrison. I don't know what age is better than fine wine, apart from Casey Prather. His form has been outstanding. 25 points a game. He was huge on Wednesday night against the Wildcats, and he just keeps getting better.
Yeah, and I've said this since, again, the end of last year when he started to really take over, is we've seen Casey Prather be absolutely elite in this league. He's won championships, Melbourne United, Perth Wildcats, everything he's done there, but he's never been more damaging than he is now. He understands his body limitations, which does come with getting older and the injuries he's had, but he is just so efficient. He's got probably the nastiest jab step in the league, and he's shooting it at such a high rate. I love the way that he goes about it.
Honestly, I was surprised when he came back last year and he was injured in the beginning of the season. I said, wait a minute, this guy's not ready. And he just turned it on, and he's been going ever since, and he's getting better and better every game.
Yeah, we need to see more from him. We need to see more from young Deuce as well. There's Chris Goulding. He is on Milestone watch. He's the 8th player to play in 19 seasons. Played his first game last week, 16 points. And there's a lot to like about what he is doing and a lot to like about what is to come. Let's check in with the final member of our team and welcome in Ariana Prather. Good evening, Ariana.
Hey boys, I'm so excited to be here because we are on CG43 watch. He is only 2 3-pointers away from moving into 3rd of all-time 3-pointers scored. John, really move out the way. I think he's going to get it done tonight. And he also has the longest 3-point streak in NBL history. I'm such a fan of his game, the way he lets his shots come to him. I hope the Bullets go over some screens tonight.
They'll be wanting to do exactly that. That is going to be a big key tonight. What about your X factors for tonight, Ariana?
I have two X factors for tonight, starting off with the Melbourne United, Milton Doyle. He didn't have the best game in their huge win against the Cairns Taipans, so I feel like he's due for a big one tonight. Number two, Alex Dugas, the youngin', the rookie, absolutely showed out during the big win in Perth for the Bullets. He had 14 points per game, and he has a shot that I think looks just as good as CG43's. So two people to look out for tonight, guys.
Okay, we like the sound of that, and Bullets fans will as well as Melbourne gets set to go. So Chris Goulding definitely on Milestone watch tonight. He's only a couple of games behind John Rillie in career games as well, so he's very much coming for the Perth coach. Here's the Brisbane starting five, which copes is the same as they ran on Wednesday, notably no Jaylen Adams.
Absolutely, and look, they played great. Anytime you can go to Perth and get a win, this team, you stick with that same lineup, you let them play the way they play and be aggressive.
Shout out Tristan Devers as well, career night, just stepped into the starting role. Absence creates opportunity. Obviously the Jaylen Adams situation has allowed him to step up, and he was enormous. And then Melbourne United starting five, well, they're yet to record a blemish this season. Chris Goulding still to come off the bench, but you expect Edwards, Tyson Walker to lead the charge. Yeah,
so no CG in that starting lineup, but we will see him. Of course, he has those milestones in his sights. Potential to be a 100-game streak of making a three, and potential to go into third place all time for three-pointers in the NBL competition.
I don't think it'll take long as soon as he gets in either, Joel. Loves playing in this venue.
Never does. Of course, a former Bullet. Right back where he started his NBL journey. Friday night hoops in the River City. Brisbane and Melbourne. No surprise to see them going down low to Harrison straight away. And he draws a foul on Edwards, so that was never going to take long either, Coach.
That's a smart move. Go at him straight away, because if you get him in foul trouble and you sit him down, then you can really feed the big man. You can feed Harrison and he can go to work.
Melbourne have been dominant in this matchup. They've won 13 of the past 14 between these two teams. 14 of 16 since the start of the 2021 season. Brisbane's last win at home against Melbourne came on February the 1st of 2020.
Wow.
COVID wasn't really much of a thing then. It was 2,085 days ago.
I feel like I was playing back then. That's a long time ago.
You could have been still getting buckets then, I reckon, Coach. So they've got a bit of history to overturn tonight, the Bullets, but based on Wednesday night, they are more than capable at their best. Doyle for Delaney. Krebs has been good. The former Bullet rattles in the three to start.
Yeah, he's been really good. Again, you think about where he's been the last couple of years, even last year for Melbourne United, the back end, he was so important. He's just been wanting and pleading for more opportunity. He's got it through injuries, and he's another one who hasn't put a foot wrong so far this season.
Career high points per game for Tanner Krebs.
That's two.
And that's two early fouls in 50 seconds on Jesse Edwards.
He's going to have to sit down for a long time. This is massive. This early in the game.
It's massive if Brisbane go inside now and feed the big man.
We saw how unbelievably good Tyrell Harrison can be on Wednesday night. He just went at the Wildcats. And now, well, Dean Vickerman's going to roll the dice.
Oh, that's bold.
Very bold. 2,050 seconds. So if I'm Stu Lash, the next 3-4 plays down the floor, you roll it in.
Automatically.
It's a bold strategy, Pete. It is a bold strategy. Two free throws go amiss at the line, so they're not able to make them pay as Milton Doyle just cruises in his ever so gracious style all the way in. Hands Melbourne 5 early points. Tristan Devers can't collect, and neither can Edwards as it's out off his hands.
And we say to continue to go at Edwards now because, one, yes, if you can get that third foul, he sits for the rest of the half, but two, he has to be a little smarter, so he might not be able to contest the shots that he normally does or provide as much resistance.
Melbourne in their multicultural jerseys tonight. We'll tell you a little bit more about those as the game wears on. Devers in for his second start of his career, the Nuttawat Inspectors product. Doesn't have any luck there. He ran into a wall. Here's Krebs, who played 68 games in Bullets Blue. He's now doing good things against his old team. He's got 5 early points.
They've still got to play defense down the other end.
35, right out. Back 35.
Brisbane have to be more aggressive. Tanner Krebs is a smart player, strong, get to the basket, he can knock down the three. He's playing great basketball right now.
Patterson to inbound for the Bullets. Prather looks inside for Harrison. Had it poked away by Krebs, who stepped on the line. Chris Reed, Mark Risk, Josh Durand, our refereeing crew this evening.
I'm wondering, so Fab's laughing, Chris, because he comes in. I'm wondering whether it kind of slipped under the radar. It was Jesse Edwards' second foul from the coaching staff.
I'm sure they would have known it straight away.
Well, then they're bringing him out a minute later. There was a bit of laughter. Maybe they saw him be a bit too overzealous and think, you're not fully trusted right now.
But those shots, those are the ones that Harrison has to make. You got a smaller body on you, you're right under the basket. Just go up and dunk the ball.
Can't afford to be missing those too many times throughout the course of the evening. Patterson playing a bit of point forward. Smooth moves to get inside. Another bunny goes awry.
They've left 6 or 8 points.
Now Krebs and Prather getting into it. A little bit of chatter between the two. Melbourne up by 6 in the early going. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland, Ariana Prather with you. Friday night hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. If you're just joining us a little bit earlier, New Zealand defeating Tassie by 17 over in Auckland. 82-65, as you see on your screen. Doyle stepping back and connecting.
Yeah, with us, I think we've just lost the camera. It looks like it's come back on now. I've had some nightmares, deja vu in this venue. Coach,
Flashbacks.
Bit of deja vu.
Hold on to your seat there, Pete.
Melbourne United are known for their defense, but Brisbane have had some really good shots that they've just let go.
He's a human padlock, Tyson Walker. He is tough on the defensive end.
Human padlock, all right.
Doyle goes glass. That one misses.
Just need to get something set up offensively as well, just to get one to tick the scoreboard over.
Prather going to the hoop. That'll do.
There it is.
Breaks a 9-0 run for Melbourne. And Brisbane forced the turnover, which they've been good at so far in the season. And Casey Prather just glides into an open basket.
Gets the crowd into it now. The defensive stops. Scores on the other end.
That's a nice way to get going if you're Casey Prather as well. Milton Doyle drives in, takes some contact, and he gets fouled.
And Brisbane should be confident, man. Anytime you can go to Perth and get a win on the road without your starting point guard, then you should have some confidence.
Not just without him. So Jaylen Adams checking in now. Did not take a field goal in that win. They're up 20 for the majority of the game on the road in Perth without Adams even attempting a field goal. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of mood he's in this game.
I'm telling you now, if he comes in and he doesn't look aggressive, he's coming right back out for me. Because these young boys are thriving on the opportunity.
Now we get to see Jaylen Adams for the first time. He's the subject of fascination. Drop-off pass to Harrison, who finishes that one. That's a good start.
What he did do well on Wednesday was find people. Getting assists, gave up a couple of open looks to find the extra pass. Put him back in an on-ball screen with Harrison.
Tanner Krebs strokes it from outside. Nice start for the Tasmanian.
You know what it's like when you go back and play against a team, you know, one of your old teams.
Harrison grabs the O-board, so proficient in that area, and there's the human padlock again, Leonard. He's just committing thievery is Tyson Walker. Delaney kept it alive. Patterson goes rumbling through the legs of Doyle.
That's going to be 2 on Patterson. But that one from Harrison down the other end, you've just got to go straight up with a little hook shot over the left shoulder. Don't bring it down where Tyson Walker can get it. Here's the Amy replay. Lamar Patterson, I'm not sure if you've been watching too much tape or not on Tanner Krebs, but he can shoot the rock.
He's automatic.
There's no need to go under that. You think even with the size of the two that you could just straight switch it.
So early 7-point lead to Melbourne. 5-0 in this young season. Brisbane 2-4 coming off that 17-point win against Perth. 3 games so far this round. Won by 16, by 17 and by 17. Melbourne up by 7 early. Doyle's around and out.
I think there's another 17 in there, Joel. There's been 3 straight 17.
86-70, I thought the first game on Thursday was. And then the 2 17s more recently. Tommy Wilson getting a little bit of run for United. Happy to stand corrected on that though, Pete. Kyle Bowen into the game as well. Foul down low.
I got my money on you, Joel.
Joel, you're very rarely wrong.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, that's it.
It started.
I could find a lot of people that would argue with that.
It started with 16 on Wednesday, the first Ignite Cup game, and then it's gone 17, 17, 17.
Yes,
all right.
True.
So don't leave yet. We still need you for this game, but pick it up.
Bullets rolling with Murray, Adams, Devers, Prather, Harrison. Wilson, Bowen, Krislovic, Doyle, and Chris Golding out there now for Melbourne United. Maybe he will get an early look at one. On his championship teammate, Casey Prather, he draws the foul.
That's going to be 2 on Prather. So what Brisbane don't have right now is depth. They do not have options to go to if there's foul trouble. With Sam McDaniel out, Mitch Norton's out. Obviously, they're looking for another import. More reports from what I heard with the parting ways of Javon Freeman Liberty. They were already down the path with somebody. Not sure who that is, but they need some reinforcements back in as soon as possible. Because it's a tough road trip to come back from Perth as well and play 48 hours later.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And then the one thing you don't want to do is get up and down with Melbourne United, because they like to push the ball. They play defense. They get up and down. You got to bring it down and get the ball inside to Harrison. There's nobody can guard him inside. Slow it down.
And Melbourne United have the depth to roll through like an ice hockey game. Get a lot of substitutions, use a whole lot of bodies. It's Casey Prather. That's what I talk about. More damaging than he's ever been. Gets to his spots, rises up, knocks it down. 6 points already.
Bowen with the little floater. Hasn't had a great shooting season, Kyle Bowen. If he can find his offensive groove, that'll be a big plus for Dean Vickerman. Shooting it at only 13% coming into this game from the field. Krislovic with the active hands. Golding races up the floor. Bowen drags in the offensive rebound and fouled on the way through. Who's that foul on?
Push on the rebound with the bonus.
Adams by the looks. Going to get an early timeout from Stu Lash and Brisbane as well. Melbourne up 18-9 at the Tangerine timeout. So some work to do for the Bullets in this one, of course, coming off that great performance on Wednesday night against Perth. Lamar Patterson playing the point forward in that performance on Wednesday, and he spoke to Ariana pre-game.
You guys are coming off of a huge win at Perth. Just talk to me about what's the energy that the team is feeling. Are you guys still riding on that high? Are you guys feeling more confident? How are you guys mentally prepared?
I definitely think the energy's been up. We had shoot around this morning and guys were clicking. They was ready to go. I think we still feel a little disrespected. Like, it's more about how Perth lost rather than how we won. So we had an opportunity today to go out and show that we're making strides and improving in the right way.
Well, the exciting thing with Lamar Patterson, I mean, you remember his MVP form not that long ago, but from speaking to him in Adelaide a couple of weeks ago, his permanent residency forms are in. So he's waiting for that to come through, and then a little bit longer after that, he can apply for a citizenship. So he's already 34, depending how long that takes.
Obviously, he's a talented player. He's been killing NBL 1 over the last 3 or 4 years. And we saw, like you're right, we saw what he did when he first got here. He needs to get back to that shape and play hungry. And that's what he's doing. I mean, look, he can fit with this team because they need bodies right now.
Repping the NBL 1 on the way in tonight as well. Had the Ipswich Force jersey on as he rolled into the building. Kyle Bowen is at the free throw line. Ariana, what did Stu Lash have to say in the timeout?
The Prathers have some permanent residency forms applied as well. So, you know, let's apply that pressure for us. But I was listening in to Coach Lash, and he was just trying to calm his team down. He said, listen, we're fine. We just missed a couple layups. Let's take our time on offense, but most importantly on defense, keep trying to fight over those screens as hard as we can.
Now, Ariana, I thought you just told us that in confidence on Wednesday night, but now it's out there. There you go. The Prathers are working on the permanent residency. We're more than happy to keep you all around for a very long time.
A little bit of breaking news from Ariana on the sideline. I like that.
Very, very exciting from both, obviously. We get to watch Casey a whole lot longer. We get the joys of working alongside Ariana for a whole lot longer as well.
And what about Deuce? Come on.
Another chance to meet the young fella,
Can't leave the little man out. He's in the player arrival shots pre-game. Just a very popular operator, I would have thought, up there at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. The youngest member of the Prather clan. 20-9. Melbourne over Brisbane. Here is Casey Prather working his way inside.
He's automatic, yo. He plays at his own pace. You know, you think he gives you the crossover, uses that big body to get to where he needs to get to.
Golding leaves that one a little bit short. Pulled down by Tom Coppins, who's now going to get a look at it. And Tommy Coppins, that is pure.
Doesn't get a whole lot of elevation on the shot. But it's a beautiful stroke. United up 12 early.
Brings a lot to the table. Captain Sandringham to the NBL1 South Championship in the off-season. Adams whips it inside for Harrison.
Harrison's playing like he has no legs. Like he's just going through the motions. I'd be licking my lips knowing that there's no big man out there that can guard me.
Chris Golding was licking his lips at that situation. Melbourne now out by 14 points. Adams drives inside. Got some contact from Daniels, and it was last touched by the Brisbane point guard.
Yeah, I know you see a next star and a rookie, 17-year-old in front of you. So often veterans, their eyes would light up, but that is not your everyday rookie right there, Dash Daniels.
His was a Melbourne ball. I think it was maybe going back with Brisbane for a moment there, but going United's way. 2.5 minutes left. Here is the boy from Bendigo. Oh. Look at the step from Dash Daniels, living up to his name.
No, has he?
Just froze him.
Dyson will be in action when the NBA season starts in about a week's time with the Atlanta Hawks. Casey Prather says, I've got some moves as well. Just couldn't find the finish. Daniels back the other way in traffic, not this time. It falls to Golding. All of those three-point shots will come with a degree of anticipation tonight.
Wow. That was a tough one there, but he got it off.
He's made plenty of those. Natural ability to shoot in tough situations. Minute 39 remaining in this opening term. Tane Murray goes reverse. He can't hit. Golding looks inside. Coppins for two more.
Oh, it's too easy.
The one thing about Melbourne United, they got a replacement player in every spot. Anytime someone gets into foul trouble, anytime someone gets injured, there's someone just as good coming off that bench.
13 of the last 15 points in the game for Melbourne. Adams for Divas in the corner. Took some contact, no foul, but the three drops.
Confidence is a wonderful thing. Young fella got his opportunity on Wednesday. Took it with both hands and a tough shot there.
Daniels left alone. No good that time from Dash. Good progress from the teenager from that part of the floor. Golding gets a hand on it, playing cornerback on the interior. Overheard from the court announcer, Jack Purchase into the game.
Another very good shooter. Had a fantastic year in the NBL1. Melbourne Tigers got his opportunity.
Hasn't found his groove with the Bullets as yet. Only 2 shots he's made came against Tassie in that, in the same quarter, no less, in the third quarter against Tassie here in Brisbane a couple of weeks ago in their first home game. Adams from way outside.
He's not aggressive enough at all. He's just a bit of a passenger out there, even though has had a couple of mismatches.
Melbourne winding time down here in this opening term. Tyson Walker.
And Murray's just sitting basically in Chris Golding's lap.
Walker all the way inside.
And that's the worst way to compound an error. If you're going to be a passenger on one end, just to get blown by on the other, stand up and have that kind of wraparound swing.
Yeah, technical foul here on Walker by the sounds. So the Bullets will get a shot for the tech.
Josh, go good. On here.
You mentioned, Pete, it'll be interesting to see what kind of mood Jaylen Adams is in. I mean, that's the question with him at the moment, is what kind of mood is this guy in as to whether he wants to do it or not?
I can tell you what kind of mood he's in. His head's gone. Right now, his head is gone. Now, we're not saying he's not a great player, and we've seen him do fantastic things, but he's not what they need right now on that floor.
Yeah, we're gonna have shots here. Yeah.
There's no hunger. There's no aggression.
But we saw this last season as well.
I mean, we've seen, and again, to be on his side a little bit here, his personality is like that. He's very reserved, very nonchalant, but go back to those Sydney years where they were winning championships, there was still that switch, right, where you just, every player team was fearful that if he flicked that switch, he can put the game away. And not just with game winners, not with single shots. He'll take over games. We haven't seen that, and it just seems like he's just kind of going through the motion, and clearly it's hurting the Bullets and why he's just been told to come off the bench, but also I thought coming off the bench might flick something there, saying, you know what, all right, I'll earn my spot back. We haven't seen it on Wednesday, although he was solid enough, but here it's been a slow start.
So the Bullets have only led at quarter time twice this season. Melbourne are yet to be headed after an opening term. It won't be tonight. Here is Adams to close the quarter, gets it to go. Jaylen Adams with the walk-off bucket to get to quarter time. But it is all Melbourne at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre at the end of one. It's United 31 to the Bullets 16. An early lead for Melbourne on Friday Night Hoops.
This is going to be a close finish. If you're an OH&S worker, you'd love this game. It won. Have another go. You can do it. Try again. Oh, net. My bro signed Bullets past the ball. I think that was you, wasn't it? They all look the same. All right, but second and third, you get a prize too. Blue or black? Black. My man, you get blue. Congratulations.
Welcome back to the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, where Melbourne United has a 15-point lead over the Bullets. I was listening in to Coach Dean Vickerman during that timeout, and he said on offense, you need to work on spacing the floor. He wants them to get more space and work on ball movement. On defense, he really wants to see more on-ball pressure, guys, but I think they're doing just great.
Tell you what, Brisbane did not. Brisbane did not take advantage of the big guy being out.
Edwards with the early foul trouble. Ariana Prather the court side. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland with you. Walker with the handle. No finish there for Malith Machar. Outside Walker can't hit. Milton Doyle, who was aggressive a couple of times ago. Speaking of aggressive, Edwards is exactly that.
That's what I was talking about, under that basket. Well, that's what you got to do. You get that ball down low.
He's a massive unit, Jesse Edwards, and I tell you what, that's a man who had to sit down with 2 fouls for 8.5 minutes. He's fresh.
17-point lead to Melbourne. They led by as many as 19 in that opening quarter. 18 it was at 29 to 11. Work it out eventually. 33 to 16 at the moment. Patterson gets a hand in on Doyle, pokes it away. Doyle, Edwards, Delaney, Machar, and Tyson Walker out there for Melbourne. Tyson Walker, plus minus isn't everything. I think he's plus 15 a game in his first 5 games.
Jaylen Riley numbers.
Even better than Jaylen Riley. He's only plus 14. You look at the history of the league. They're the number 1 and number 2 all-time, all players considered in plus minus average. As that one goes begging for the Bullets, another turnover.
And don't get me wrong, it might look tough to watch, but this is also a product of not having Mitch Norton available, right? If Jaylen Adams is not going to play at his very best, you can at least always rely on Mitch Norton to throw him out there and get everybody set, play hard every single possession.
Adams runs into the screen from Doyle. Machar in the corner. Yes, laces it.
20-point lead already.
And Pete, I've mentioned this a couple of times when it comes to teams that are losing by big margins early. You don't see anybody grabbing these players on the floor and huddling up and saying something like, fellas, we got to pick it up, or fellas, we got to play better defense. It's just...
Time winding down for Patterson. That'll go.
Yeah, good knockdown. But I look at that, who's on the floor right now. It's probably going to have to be Tyrell Harrison, but it's not his character. Lamar Patterson is a 34-year-old veteran, but he's an injury replacement player. Murray's a rookie. Adams is quiet. And Smith Milner's quiet. So the guy's Mitch Norton, and he's injured. Casey Prather's about to sub in. He'll do it as well as Edwards. He's going to go to the free throw line. And
Sam McDaniel's another one who probably falls into that category, and he's injured too.
And he leads by example. If you're struggling to score the ball, which the Brisbane Bullets clearly are, you know that Sam McDaniel, if he's available, is going to do his very best to spark something defensively, and normally that can be contagious. So they just don't have that. And again, this is not the Brisbane Bullets we saw on Wednesday, and you wonder, is there an emotional hangover from that? A bit of fatigue.
Come on, man.
Well, I mean, we talked about how their backs were against the wall going over. No one gave them a chance in Perth. So they kind of had a free swing, and everybody was playing super free. They were playing loose. To try and pick that up where you left off is really hard to do. But it doesn't excuse down the other end of playing D.
Edwards makes the second free throw. Substitutions here for Brisbane. Tane Murray, young Kiwi, taking a seat. Tristan Devers back out there for the Bullets. Patterson up high, tosses it into Harrison. Fight for the loose ball. Doyle comes up with it, rifles a pass down the floor, and Adams breaks it up. Prather thought he was going to that jab step, Pete. Oh, the denial from Edwards underneath. Patterson finds Devers. That one's no good. Jesse Edwards providing a force inside. Haven't seen a lot of him with foul trouble early. Walker takes a lap around the sun.
Wow.
Adams throws it into the laces of Harrison. Entirely helpful, and Patterson just dishes it off to him, and Terrell makes it work.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Take it, they can get it right now. The Bullets. They're 9 of 24 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3.
Harrison 2 of 4, Prather 4 of 6. No one else better than 1 of 3 so far in the ball game for Brisbane.
Also 1 of 5 from the free throw line with 6 turnovers. That's not going to put you in a position to win a lot of games.
Melbourne 46%, 12 of 26, 5 of 13 from outside, 8 of 10 from the line. Out rebounding them 20 to 11 in the early going are United, the best rebounding team in the competition. Brisbane underneath has a second go. And he will step to the stripe.
To make it worse for the Bullets, Adams, Harrison, Prather and Patterson, all 2 fouls apiece.
Let them play.
You're going to have to.
Let them play. And Pete, you spoke about going over to Perth. Sometimes when you're on the road, it's you against the world. All right, and you play a lot better. Because you don't have any worries. You know no one's there backing you up. You don't have any fans there, so you're playing for your brotherhood. I don't see that from the Brisbane Bullets at home, ever.
That's a good point. WNBL, of course, starts tomorrow. John Cain Arena, the Flyers led by Kayla George and the Canberra Capitals led by Jade Melbourne. Massive round 1 of WNBL action. You can get your tickets via the WNBL website. So many stars right across the course of the competition. Han Zhu out in Perth. Brianna Turner's the injury or the replacement player there for a little while. Townsville Fire look ready to go. They play in Bendigo on Sunday, so much great action. What a summer of basketball it's going to be across the NBL and the WNBL as Jaylen Adams rattles that one in.
Good luck getting a rebound in that Perth team.
Yeah.
Three of the best rebounders around.
Ryan Annaley Maley will be featuring heavily, as always. WNBL MVP.
String together a couple of stops here if they can get some good looks.
Patterson on the blow-by, reaches out with that left hand and just can't finish. Get some encouragement from the CEO, Mel Watts, sitting baseline.
And he also saw the Mitch Norton's up off the bench telling everybody to huddle. So just trying to tick away, just chip away at it.
That's a good aggressive move, though. They've slowed the pace down. They're swinging the ball from side to side, making Melbourne United play defense. And then they get a drive, so.
You know what this man at his best can deliver. Lamar Patterson, a couple of time All-NBL. He is a special talent, and a rather unique talent in the way that he plays the game as well. There's not many that sort of play with that point forward combination like he does.
Tell you what, when he first got here, he was very aggressive and very good.
The only thing that stopped him was trying to bring the dog on the plane. He was unstoppable outside of that.
Say that. I knew it was coming.
Still one of the most bizarre incidents from an import.
Can you tell us what happened?
Well, I think he landed in Brisbane, got off the plane and had his dog with him. I said, can't do that.
How did he get the dog on the plane?
It's the question we all asked, Joel.
That's sort of Johnny Depp type stuff. Barnaby Joyce didn't get involved in. Melbourne by 15, 39-24. Joel Peterson alongside NBL champions Leonard Copeland and Pete Hawley. Ariana Prather courtside with you on Friday Night Hoops. Here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Brisbane is trying to keep their heads above water at the moment. They've been resolute thus far. Harrison underneath. That's a nice finish off a tough catch.
Timeout here.
Milton Doyle was coming.
Timeout, Melbourne.
Game won't let these guys get any momentum at all, so that's a great timeout.
Uncompromising, as always, is Dean Vickerman in career game 801. Tangerine timeout. It is Melbourne by 39. There you see their multicultural round jerseys, Melbourne United. It's a celebration that they mark every year. They marked it this week by trying to learn how to do the hugger, Pete Hall.
The jerseys look fantastic. Nice unique experience, obviously, the Kiwis they have as well.
Dean Vickerman spent a lot of time in New Zealand, so he would know it already. What is Milton Doyle?
Well, they posted a photo at the end on the Instagram of everyone with the tongues out, really getting into it, and Milton Doyle was just straight Milton Doyle. He will not break character for anything.
A bit like that.
Yeah. Never look worried, does he?
That's why I
Never,
call him
ever
the
look
silent
worried.
assassin. He is just all business.
What business he gets up to as well, Milton Doyle. Shooting the ball a lot better this season than he has been in recent years down in Tassie. Shooting at 37%, coming into tonight from 3. He was at 32% across his couple of seasons down on the Apple Isle. There he is chatting with Dave Barlow on the bench for Melbourne. 39-26. United up, just halfway gone in this second term. Krebs from outside. Bowen fights for the rebound as he always does. He can't keep it away from Prather. Was the multicultural around part of the Melbourne United setup when you were there?
No, that came later.
It's a great initiative. Of course, they've got the patches on the jerseys as well to represent the heritage of where each of those players are from. So you'll see on Jesse Edwards, he's got the Dutch national flag. As Harrison recycles that one.
Tell you what, now, Brisbane are just chipping away here, getting a couple of stops, and finally being able to tick over the scoreboard with no surprise, feeding Harrison.
8-0 run for the Bullets here, working their way back into things nicely. Krebs to put a stop to it.
They end up playing 4-on-4 essentially because Tane Murray is just sitting on Chris Goulding in the corner. Does not want to give him any space whatsoever. So good move from Krebs with all the space.
He's into double figures, the first in the game. Tanner Krebs averaging double figures so far this season as Prather works his way inside and finishes through contact.
He's so strong when he gets that ball. Knows where he's going, knows the shot he wants, and nobody's going to stop him.
Played 22 games with Melbourne United, including a title alongside you, Pete.
He was fantastic. Last season he had an elbow injury as well. We brought in Carrick Felix to fill the void, and then Casey came back in and took over.
He'll be right in the thick of all NBL and potentially even MVP conversations if this kind of form keeps up. Too many doing it better than Casey Prather is right now. Chris Goulding swooping to the hoop.
And that's what Tyler Harrison is just trying to keep him off the three-point line. Meeting him high, doesn't matter how high the ball screen is. Doesn't want to give him any space, and he just turned the corner with no resistance.
3 rebounds in the early going for Goulding as well, doing a little bit of this, that, and the other.
Why is Harrison taking the ball from the top of the key, dribbling it down? Just get on the box.
Here's CG, rattles it in, and pulls level in 3rd place all-time for three-pointers. And that is 100 games in a row with that man making a three-pointer.
You know I love my stats, Joel, you know I love it. So Chris Goulding, a 19-year-old Chris Goulding, made his first ever career 3 at the Brisbane Convention Centre in 2008. It was 155-107. They beat the Adelaide 36ers. And you know who was on that team? Our man, Lamar Copeland. You were in that game. You lost 155
to 107. What were you doing on defense?
Copes had 14 points. You had 2 of 9 threes. And Ebiara, 51.
No, that's not right.
Game.
That's what
I've got here.
So there you see Copes on the bottom of that leaderboard. So there's the leaderboard. Chris Goulding draws level with John Riley at 13.23. Copes, so 1,242 at 34.8% across the course of your career, Copes. Derek Rucker's not far off that list. 1,169 at 37%.
He's a bum.
And you see, for Chris Goulding to reach Andrew Gaze, he only needs 503 more three-pointers.
Probably another 10 years, maybe.
Yeah. He'll get there. He will get there. Remarkable effort from Chris Goulding. And there you see the streaks. And any time you sit one spot above the great Drewy on any list, Copes, it must be a pretty good list.
Absolutely it is. One of the best shooters in the land. Both of these guys, just flat out pure shooters. Australia's known for their shooting. Shane Hill, Gaze.
Murray from outside. You're used to sitting above Drewy and List, but that's just on the golf course. Exactly right, placing ahead of him in the competition rankings across the course of a day. Wilson gets tangled up with Divas, and he was called for an unsportsmanlike.
bad as they're playing, they're not out of this game. It's got to be smarter. Let Prather and Patterson go to work, and the big fella get on the boards, and everyone else play defense.
So Tristan Devers is going to go to the stripe after Tom Wilson was called for the foul at mid-court. 15 points, first career start, career high in terms of scoring for Devers the other night. Still a DP with this Brisbane team. Second season with the Bullets. Rattles the second free throw in. What an opportunity for him to get to play some big minutes. 28.5 minutes the other night. He's used to playing that kind of territory at NBL 1 level, but quite the different assignment playing it at the top level, and he acquitted himself very nicely. 15-point lead to United. Harrison guarded by Krislovic. Bowen and Daniels got a hand in on Prather with some contact. Maybe Krislovic, Bowen it was, called for the foul.
That's two free throws. And late. Brisbane need to be aggressive these last 2.5 minutes. Swing that ball from side to side and get to the basket. 3
fouls for Kyle Bowen, 2 fouls for Edwards in the early going, 2 fouls for Milton Doyle as well. So coming up tomorrow, the Cairns Taipans host the Adelaide 36ers in the early game at the Cairns Convention Centre. We know the 36ers bring all kinds of firepower. And then the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix and the Illawarra Hawks, they gave us a hell of a playoff series last year, and hopefully we see a bit more of the same tomorrow night at JCA.
Cairns have a chance to do what Brisbane did on Wednesday, right? Underman, no Jack McVeigh, but it opens the door for other guys to be really aggressive.
Golding for 3, that's no good. I reckon Adam Ford would love that kind of situation.
Yeah, he throws it out, right, and says, okay, we've got not only a whole lot more minutes, it's Tyrell Harrison, good feed from Jaylen Adams. And again, they're just hanging around.
Keeping it close enough at the moment, Brisbane. Just not able to land too many decisive blows. -10 in rebounds in the game so far. Wilson from the corner. That's a quick release from Tom Wilson, and that's what he's there for.
He can do that quite well.
Shooting it at 49% from downtown so far this season. 45, I should say. NBL 1 South MVP in the off-season. Devers in the corner.
And that's one there from Jaylen Adams as he tries to get the steal there. He's clearly looking to pass everything, right? You get that deep. Melbourne United know he's trying to pass. He's got a beautiful little floater. Just float it up. You're that deep. Look at the Amy replay. It's a great little touch pass from Adams to Harrison.
3 assists so far for Jaylen Adams. 4 points, 2 of 4 shooting. Golding for 3. Into 3rd place outright for Chris Golding in career 3s.
Not slowing down anytime soon either. One of the best we've ever seen.
Remarkable milestone. There'll be plenty more where they came from. Same for this man, Casey Prather, who continues to fill it up. He's got 14 in the ballgame to lead all scorers.
His 30 of the other night was efficient as well. Just does it so efficiently.
Oh, that's a foul on Prather. So pushing the back.
As soon as you hype someone up.
As soon as you hype him up. He's about to grab a seat. Is that 3 fouls on
That's
him?
3 fouls. You got to get him out. Stu Lash, you just can't risk it.
Straight away.
It's 41 seconds to go.
And as a player, you go, no, I'm fine, I'm fine. But as a coach, you got to make that decision, because if he gets his 4th foul, he didn't play in that third quarter.
I think that Melbourne would maybe try and take advantage of that situation, but you don't need to when you've got CG out there.
He could do this for another 3 or 4 years. He turns 37 this year, I believe.
Next week.
There you go.
Next Friday, Chris Golding turns 37. Harrison and Adams bump bodies.
He's going to get another one in.
Daniels comes away with it. Try and locate him before half-time. Melbourne led by 20 earlier in the term. Brisbane have kept close enough And now United trying to take a decisive advantage into half-time. Doyle misses the layup, but it is United by 18 points as we go to the interval. Melbourne 55 lead Brisbane 37 at half-time. That man's been good. Harrison's got 11, but not enough help for the Bullets, Copes.
Not at all, let me tell you. Look, Melbourne United have always been strong when they have a lead like this, and they continue to play well. And anytime guys get into foul trouble, you've got somebody coming off the bench.
Tanner Krebs has been good early as well into double figures. He's with Ariana.
That's right, Tanner, you're in double figures during the first half, but CG43 just made history. The third most threes made in NBL history. We heard the chants from the crowd. He has a little bit of a fan section. How good is it to play with him, and how happy are you?
Man, that's one of the greatest to play in our league, and it's not a mistake. He's a true legend of this game, so it's an honor to play with him. It's an honor to share the court, and to go at him every day at practice is a lot of fun. So he makes me better, and I hope I do the same for him.
You guys had an 18-point lead. The Bullets did chop it down to about 13. How do you just make sure you keep the foot on the gas in the second half?
Yeah, we probably let the foot up a little bit. They changed their coverage. They started switching a lot, and we couldn't get our feet in the paint. But we made a good adjustment. We put pace is our friend, so getting stops and running, I think we'll put the lead out a bit more.
Good luck in the second.
Thank you very much.
Well, you heard it from Tanner Krebs. Congrats, CG43, on making history. Melbourne United with an 18-point lead. More action after this quick break.
Australia. That includes here at the Entertainment Centre. I should probably mention, normally when RACQ are helping you out, they're not blindfolded. But for the sake of this exercise, we thought it'd be more fun that way. Oh no, they're stuck in traffic on the M1. So it's bloody all my roundabouts again.
Here we go, coming up to the finish line. Wait, are we?
We might have. I hope we don't have a collision.
Ashy, I reckon the louder the crowd is, the funnier this will be, because they won't be able to hear their timers. What do you think, Brisbane?
Oh, we're coming back. Hey, you can't kick over the obstacle. Oh, it's the Wynnum Bridge collision on Tuesday all over again. I think
we've had a few cone casualties.
Has Scott got the? Have we made our way to the? All right, so Scott's lost. Michelle here.
Let's go.
That's going to be a collision.
Let's stop it right there. Well done, guys. I don't know. We had a few casualties along the way. How you feeling? Fantastic.
It was a bit of a vague finish line, but I think Scott won.
I agree. Scott, congratulations. Well, you have won 2 tickets, each to the RACQ VIP suite to the Bullets Taipans game on February 8th. So we'll see you on February 8th, hopefully, for all the home games in between. Well done.
I just want to make one thing clear. If you call RACQ for roadside assistance, their drivers will not be blindfolded. Just want to make that very clear.
Half-time in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It is Melbourne 55 to Brisbane 37. Friday night hoops at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. The visitors with a decisive lead at half-time. Brisbane have kept it close. They went on a couple of scoring runs, an 8-0 run in the middle of that second term. They just haven't been able to really strike. Joel Peterson, Pete Hooley, Leonard Copeland. Here are our half-time stats. Gentlemen, what do they tell us?
Well, it's kind of what we all expected, to be honest, and I thought Brisbane might be able to replicate what they did on Wednesday, but the key to that was starting well, right? That confidence, that kind of looseness that everybody can play with when you're down some key pieces. You have to start well because it can get contagious then. They didn't start well and they're chasing their tail, and Melbourne's just too deep to chase your tail against.
Absolutely. Dominant start. You know, you're losing the rebound count, and you don't go inside to the big guy, and you don't take advantage when Edwards is on the bench. So it was always going to be like that.
2 fouls in 50 seconds for Jesse Edwards. Harrison's had his way. They just haven't had enough scoring punch, the Brisbane Bullets. We did see a little bit of history in that first half with Chris Goulding. He goes into third place outright for threes made in the NBL. He is the subject of our Hungry Jacks highlights, and just his threes alone are enough for a highlights package, but he's been doing it, getting to the cup as well.
I mean, the fact that when he turns 37 in a week, but he can still turn the corner, you're worried about his three ball, he can just beat you in so many ways, and still coming back from an injury. So when he starts to warm up, gets back to that 30 minutes, who knows what this team's capable of?
He's hungry, though. I mean, to watch your team go 5-0 without you on the sideline, all you can do is give them encouragement. Then you can't wait to tie those shoes up and get back on the court and help this team. And he's the leader of this team. As he goes, they will go. But look, 5 for 9, 3 for 6 from the three-point line, 15 points off the bench, Joel. He could drop 30.
Yep, he had 16 last time out in 18 minutes. He could be doing anything tonight. There's his player profile, thanks to Blackmores. So he could be in for a big second half here, Chris Goulding, potentially, if he continues that shooting form that he's had so far. For Brisbane, it's been Casey Prather. So 14 points to the half. We know that he's been filling it up of recent times, but how do they find enough to sort of build something around this guy?
I mean, you're right. Someone else has to come along for the journey, and we said it's going to have to be Tyrell Harrison. He got going in the second quarter, but, man, Casey, thank goodness they have Casey Prather throughout this whole season. The way he goes about it, it's really encouraging as a Bullets fan to think if they go out and get the right piece and they get the other guys back, they can make a late run at this thing in December, January. But he's just so damaging. When he gets the ball in his spot, unless he misses, it's kind of on him.
But you know what? The problem is he doesn't have any help. I mean, I'm disappointed in Jaylen Adams. We know he can play. He didn't have that fire like he used to have. And without that fire and without a guy on your side, it's hard to win.
Yep, they're doing it a two-man show at the moment, Prather and Harrison, and there's not much more around that. So who can step up alongside them will be key here in this second half. Hey, massive Saturday of hoops coming your way, of course, we mentioned in that first half. The WNBL kicks off tomorrow, but there is plenty of NBL action as well. The Cairns Taipans, the Adelaide 36ers, big challenge for Cairns, backs to the wall stuff against a high-powered Sixers team. And then the late game, the Hawks and the Phoenix. Can the Phoenix bounce back from Thursday night?
We're going to see where's Iwundu play, which I'm looking forward to that as well. And the Hawks, can they build some momentum? That's going to be a cracker. Looking forward to that one.
It's going to be all kinds of fun. You're going to be there, Copes?
I will be there with my eyes open, waiting to see if Southeast Melbourne can make a run.
I would hope your eyes are open.
Yes, eyes open.
Well, let me tell you something.
Sort of seems like a non-negotiable in the commentary game.
I'm going to close my eyes if they come out with that poo-poo.
Right now.
Eyes open if this second half. It's the Brisbane Bullets play 18. Second half and more from Copes on the other side of this.
Don't make me mad.
Bullets fans, the Ignite Cup is heating up on the Gold Coast. We're calling on you to show up and make it feel like a home game away from home. 2 game passes start from $88 for adults
Sound like Milton.
Yeah.
Cut that, Milton, cut that shit off. Got it, man.
Welcome back. I'm here with assistant coach Vandy. You guys, during that first half, got it within arm's reach, within 10, 13 points. How do you get back to that offensively?
Yeah, for offensively, the ball movement. You know, when we play 2-3 sides of offense, we get the shots we want. Casey and Tyrell in the paint at the rim. You know, simplifying things a little bit. We're trying to do too much on the first side right now.
On defense, CG43 is starting to heat up. How do you make sure he stays neutral during the second half?
Yeah, look, we knew the three-point line was the key to this game, and the 9 and 20 right now. So getting him through the three and making sure we know where he is all the time, being a bit more disruptive at the point of the ball screen and getting that guy through the three.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks to Ariana, thanks to Vandy. Great access from the Brisbane Bullets to go into their halftime huddle. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland, as well as Ariana with you at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Our Mitsubishi Motors 3-point leaders. Bryce Cotton leading the way. Alex Dukas, who's in this game at 13. Milton Doyle's got 13 as well. Chris Golding he'll find himself into that table in no time at all, I reckon, Pete.
Yeah, he'll be climbing up there as Alex Dukas. He's done for the game. That looks nasty. If that ice on the Achilles, that's not good. But going back to that game I mentioned, Chris Golding's first ever career three in 2008, playing for the Bullets against Leonard Copeland, who was playing for the Sixers.
What was the score?
There we go. There we
It was
go.
155 to 107.
A lot of defense from you, Cubs.
Ebby Ara had 51. You weren't guarding him at all?
No, sir. I was off the bench.
You're 42 and still putting in double figures, might I add. But there's some big names. Adam Gibson running around with CG, Sam McKinnon, Dusty Reichart.
Mark Brecky, I think.
Some of your teammates in that game. Copes, Darren Ing had 20, the Ninja, one of the best shooters I've played with as well. Julius Hodge. Oh, you remember some incidents with Julius Hodge.
Oh, wow.
Talking about
It's a whole
some
nother
moments
story.
going back to Adelaide. Adam Ballinger had 19 as well. A little bit of history.
Gotta love what he brings to the table.
Some more numerology for you, Joel. Chris Golding's that record-breaking three was when Melbourne United had 43 points as a score.
That's very good. That is very good indeed. And then the next one as well. He's coming up with all kinds of stuff tonight, Pete. I like that. Jaylen Adams can't hit to start this second half off. 18-point lead to Melbourne. 7th and 1st. Melbourne undefeated so far this season. Divas playing with some real aggression.
Oh.
Edwards takes contact inside. Basket will be waved away. Tyrell Harrison playing some good defense on that occasion. See Edwards not happy with the call.
Is that his third? Oh, no, should call the travel.
Just took one extra very long step. The big Dutchman. Adams to Divas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now for Prather. Did everything but fall.
He's going to have to play a whole lot with Doyle. Good block there from Harrison. No Norton, no McDaniel. Dukas is done for the game. Hopefully we get an update from Ariana. That's just an Achilles awareness, it looks like, where the ice is. That region, down the lower calf.
Casey Prather trying to toe the sideline there and then look down to check on the referee's call and see that he had part of the red shoe on the white paint and go, yeah, okay, fair enough. Not going to argue with that.
Chris Golding starting the second half. Would expect him to get going early.
Walker trying to thread the needle. Prather comes up with it. Adams for 3. They need it. They got it.
Been struggling to shoot this season as well from outside, but that's a really good start. A couple of turnovers from Melbourne. Brisbane have capitalised, and as you said in the first Copes, Team Vickman takes no chances.
Tangerine timeout after Jaylen Adams hits his 3rd 3 of the season on his 17th attempt.
The Miami replay didn't look like it was going, but it did, and they need him to get going. And hopefully this will spark him a little bit, because they can make a run, man. They got enough talent on this team to make a run.
Had a couple of runs so far tonight. Just haven't been able to put a couple of runs almost together. They've had 8 points in a row, and then Melbourne have come back with a run of their own. Just haven't been able to keep trading blows with Melbourne. Stu Lash would want to see at the moment. Shooting 43% the Bullets. Melbourne 46%, 45% from downtown for United, 30 for Brisbane. Rebound count 16 to Brisbane, 30 to Melbourne. United's had one more turnover than the Bullets so far in the ball game.
This is the starting lineup many expected to see from United. Chris Goulding healthy. Shea Illy still to come back into the team.
Wow.
Back-to-back best defensive player in the league.
Best offensive player, then the best defensive player to come back into a 5-0 team.
Finn Delaney out there yet to take a shot in the game so far is Finn Delaney, despite being a +7 in his 14 minutes. Doyle down low.
Not show up on a stat sheet, but that defense from Tane Murray, he read the play. They knew they were getting a little away screen for Chris Goulding and went straight to him.
Walker on the baseline. And that'll go back with Brisbane.
Another stop they have on the offensive end.
Swing this ball side to side, make them play a little defense. Get a good shot, get a good look.
The defense has been okay for the Bullets in the early part of this season. Not necessarily their woe. Melbourne's got the most efficient offense in the league through their 5 games, as you'd expect. Prather with the fall away. Harrison fighting for the ball is fouled.
Well, that's on Chris Goulding. So Jesse Edwards will be very happy.
5 to 40. Adams to inbound. He's out there with Divas, Harrison, Prather and Murray. And Tane Murray steps on the sideline.
With a little assistance, maybe a little bit of a push.
Pushed into the sideline, maybe, coach?
Just maybe a little bit of a push.
Yeah, it's Doyle just a little bit to the rookie, just getting up and in.
Struggled to start the season, Tane Murray, but been shooting it pretty well ever since. Started 0 of 5. He's found his shot since, and now Tristan Divas gets one back for his teammate. Rejects Milton Doyle. Stay with Melbourne, 10 on the shot clock. Murray 0 of 3 so far tonight, but he's 11 of 16 in his last couple coming into this game. Doyle to Goulding from the corner, quick trigger. No right for it to get even that close. As Edwards runs into Murray at the top of the 3-point line.
That's 3.
So Dean Vickerman may be willing to roll with him for a little while. Plenty of time left here in this third period.
I'm Brisbane, I'm going straight inside right now.
Harrison's got it on the perimeter. Edwards gets a piece of it. Harrison can't secure the rebound.
That's twice now. Harrison's got an offensive rebound and brought it down.
And what do you learn? As a young kid, if you rebound the ball.
Yeah, if you're big, just keep it up, because Walker was just waiting, just hoping that he would bring it down by his knees and just ripped it out.
4 steals for Tyson Walker.
Harrison gets there, just go straight up. As soon as he brought it straight down, Tyson Walker said, "Thank you very much."
Is he a man who could find himself in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation, Pete?
Absolutely, he's in the conversation.
4 steals so far for Walker. 2 points, 0 of 4 from the field. He's been stifling on the defensive end, make it 5.
Gets given one.
He's got a handful of them. Doyle underneath, gives one back. Prather is fouled by Goulding. Chris Goulding, who has never in his career agreed with the call, doesn't agree with that one.
Most players don't.
I've never heard a player, really.
Referees are always wrong.
Casey Prather agreed with one earlier in the quarter. He looked over and said, "Yeah, I stepped on the line. Thank you very much." Just saying there's certain people and players that are more demonstrative than others. Good evening, John Riley.
Oh, okay. Little shot out there, huh?
I am not here.
Oh, you go.
That's okay. We love the passion. We love the intensity.
Why is...
I'm not sure it's a secret. And just quietly, what isn't a secret, Melbourne still haven't scored in this quarter as Tyrell Harrison walks.
Why do they have him at the top of the key and he's 7'10", trying to handle the ball? Get him on the box. Throw it inside. Let him make a move.
Vickman's made his substitutions after a couple of turnovers.
Daniels back into the game. Here's Delaney for his first shot attempt. Makes it a very nice one. First points of the quarter for Melbourne. Just the second field goal in this quarter. We've played 3.5 minutes. That is for either team. Jaylen Adams hit a 3 to start. Finn Delaney with that one. Tyrell Harrison's just camped out on the baseline. Adams drives inside and gets fouled. I've got two gentlemen to my left who are vociferous.
Have a look at this play. Look at the misdirection. Everybody's worried about Dash Daniels coming off. Little brush screen gets Finn Delaney an easy one because you can't leave Tanner Krebs in the strong side corner with how well he shoots the ball. It's a very simple play. You just get a couple of guys to stand up out of their stance and look at the corner where there's a brush screen and it ends in a layup. So to have that, be able to execute that without a timeout will make Dean Vickman very happy.
Tanner Krebs 2 of 4 tonight from outside, shooting at just under 40% on the season so far. Career best season to date came in Brisbane in his final season there when he averaged 8.3 points a game. He's up into double figures so far this year, so going along pretty nicely. New dad as well in recent times. He and Mel welcomed Hallie into the world just before the NBL Blitz. So all things coming up Tanner Krebs in life at the moment. As Casey Prather comes up with the rebound. 15-point lead to Melbourne. Nice little move to free himself up and hit the free throw line jumper.
16 now for Prather.
Another score here from Brisbane, and you better believe Dean will start to explode on that sideline.
Delaney had a piece of it taken away by Harrison.
Might have a case, to be honest. That looked like it could have been a goaltend. So he's saying that he knew straight away. It did look like it. Looked like it hit the backboard first, well below the rim, but still. We've seen the replay ourselves, and yeah, he has every right to be a little upset, but oh, we might have got away with the goaltend last year. They counted at a crucial moment.
Just too easy. Too easy.
Krebs up to 12, 5 of 7 from the field. Highly efficient stuff. Patterson now trying to find his way inside. Harrison comes up with 2 more. Tyrell's got 13 in the game. 10 rebounds to go with it, and 6 turnovers. 6 of their 11 turnovers have come from Tyrell Harrison tonight. Taps that one off the glass. Brisbane can just string together a little bit of a surge here. Foul on Melbourne, and that'll put them over the limit.
Well, the Bullets for how poorly some of their game was in this first half. They missed 7 free throws, so they've left 7 points at the line. Down 13. 11 turnovers, and still in this game.
Prather hits the first at the line. 80% on the season coming into tonight. 2 of 4 at the stripe so far. 17 points. Second in the NBL in scoring so far this season at 25 a game.
They need Harrison to be big now. Krislovich in for Edwards. Get on the box, post him up, and just turn around and lay that ball up.
Walker, Daniels, Delaney, Krebs and Krislovich in for Melbourne. Adams, Devers, Patterson, Smith, Milner, Prather the 5 for Brisbane. Walker going inside. Prather taps it off. Got it to Patterson. They're out and running here, the Bullets. Patterson fouled, couldn't convert.
They're playing with a bit more energy right now. They're up and about, the Brisbane Bullets. The defense has been locked in.
Haven't been within double figures since midway through that opening term.
And you think if they make the free throws, they're right in this game.
That one's offline.
9 of 17. Versus 10 of 12 from Melbourne United. 11-point game. Not helping themselves with this comeback.
Lamar Patterson's at the free throw line. Ariana Prather's got an update on Alex Dukas. Ariana.
Yeah, guys, sadly, Alex Dukas will not be returning to this ball game. I do not know the extent of his injuries, but he will not be returning to this ball game. Huge loss for the Bullets. That was my X factor pregame. That's 14 points that they're losing today, and we just send prayers his way.
Absolutely. Talented youngster, of course, coming off a campaign with Oklahoma City. Young West Australian. He was so good the other night, back in his hometown in 20 minutes. Hopefully that's not something that keeps him out for a while, because if there was one thing Brisbane could not afford, it was another injury to another key player.
Good job right now, taking advantage of the bonus. Casey Prather's going to go back to the line. He's 3 of 5. He's to make this single digits.
Actually, want to give Jaylen Adams a little credit. He played quite well those 6 minutes in the third quarter. Got the ball moving, pushed it up the floor, got the ball to the right person. What is going on with these free throws?
10 of 19.
Of course, Indigenous round coming up. So 22nd of October to the 3rd of November, you can get involved and get your team's Indigenous jersey. They're always a feature throughout the season in round 6 and 7. Available now at nblstore.com.au. Scan the QR code on screen to check them all out. Some great designs, as always. It's a great celebration of First Nations culture, its influence on our game and society more broadly. Be a feature over the next couple of rounds, 6 and 7 in the Hungry Jacks NBL, as Jesse Edwards is called for another couple of extra steps, and Brisbane are really fighting their way back into this.
Now, give a lot of credit to Smith Milner for making Edwards catch it so far off the block, and then Casey Prather was just waiting. Just being in the area, being active, and yet another forced turnover. Give it to your main guy and clear out.
Spacing's terrible, though. You gotta move. You gotta move.
Nice little run here, the Bullets. 6-0. Prather from the elbow. No good. Dash Daniels wants to move it ahead. Coppins taking it strong to the hoop. And he'll go to the line to add the bonus.
Strong take. Coppins. Casey gambled. Murray too late on the help. All the Bullets were late. I think everyone expected that to be a lob for Edwards.
Dean Vickerman showed he's got a lot of trust in this young man. Threw him into a couple of big spots at the end of last year. Prather for 3, wide open. Shock when Casey misses one these days. 11-point Melbourne lead. Brisbane have been great in this term so far, cutting back into an 18-point halftime deficit. Here's Divas on the open floor. Back to single digits again. Tristan Divas getting a little bit of camera time up close. Krebs with a strong finish going baseline.
He's so much better now, isn't he? He's just all the right things. Knocks down his shots, takes the ball to the hole, he's comfortable.
Divas to Murray. Terrific work on the glass from the Brisbane DP. Just couldn't finish in the traffic. And here's Krebs on the other end.
Brisbane slow it down still, because they're right there. Get a good look.
That one goes Beggy. And the turnover is turned over.
And the music starts.
Now another one.
Come on, man.
Dash Daniels comes up with it. You can see Tyrell Harrison on the sideline for Brisbane just saying, just slow it down. Just
Please.
slow it down.
For everybody's sake.
Doyle thought about it. Coppins will do more than think about it.
Where's the IQ? Slow it down, get a good shot.
Delaney and Golding getting set to come back in for Melbourne.
Travel there, Smith-Milner.
It's all just ground to a halt at the moment. Coppins fouls Prather, so another trip to the stripe coming up for Casey. That'll be the 20th or 21st and 22nd free throw for the Bullets tonight.
Bench warning here. Assistant coaches, no more from the bench, please.
Bench warning for the Bullets, no more from the assistants.
Hey, can you help with Shanna? Every time there's anything,
Here we go. Come on, Casey.
Prather with 19 in the game to lead all scorers. Harrison's got 13. They're the only two Bullets in double figures. Adams has 9. Only 5 Bullets have scored in the game so far. Interestingly, they have started 10 players so far this season, Brisbane.
We're in round 5.
Yep, and Tyrell Harrison is the only player on Brisbane's roster who has started every game that they have played. Casey Prather missed one a couple of weeks ago. So all the games that the Bullets have played, Tyrell Harrison has started. Casey Prather has missed a game, thus doesn't qualify. He has started every game that he has played, but not every game the Bullets have played. Golding, that is pure, that is buttery smooth from CG43. Minute remaining in this third term. Brisbane have been stoic again at home.
Better pick him up.
Need to be on their game here. Smith-Milner makes sure that Chris Golding wasn't getting past. That was a very clear pushing foul. Daniels, Delaney, Edwards, Doyle and Golding the lineup to close the quarter for United. Golding's got a game high 17 points for Melbourne. Melbourne high 17 points. Krebs with 14. Gee, Adams and Edwards had an awkward coming together there. Now Doyle up top. He'll get a screen from Edwards and an option from Golding. Comes behind the big man and cans the triple.
Well, they're putting Jaylen Adams in all the defensive.
Needed that.
Yeah, they're going after him.
Now Milton Doyle's hounding him on the other end as well. Adams forces his way inside. Patterson with the skip pass straight into 2 Melbourne players. Edwards and Golding had plenty of time to deal with that.
It was never there.
What was that?
That was a pass into double coverage. Foul on the floor inside. Smith-Milner's called for the contact. As you heard from the referees, baseline ball for Melbourne.
That's a veteran foul from Smith-Milner. Realises Murray went down and that just floored Jesse Edwards. Saying he's bumped the cutter. It's interesting though, because I feel like if you do that on a little guy, it probably gets looked at.
Of course.
But you do it to your fellow big man, bumping the cutter, and they'll get professional foul.
I like it.
Fairly solid hit from Toy as well.
2 big boys, let them play.
3.8 on the clock. Could be a double curl for a CG3. There it is.
Golding gets to the corner, gives it up to Edwards. He was fouled. Looked like he might have taken another step again. Had 2 of those already in the game, but he will step to the free throw line.
It's not a bad foul. He's
So 14-point lead at the moment. Melbourne led by 17 at quarter time, by 18 at half time. They lead by 15 now. Edwards with a chance to make it 16.
For all the work that the Bullets did in that quarter, not to chip away free throws.
and stupid turnovers.
That'll fall. 16-point lead for Melbourne. Bullets have got time for an absolute prayer. And Jaylen Adams never looked like getting it off. 3/4 time rolls around. And Melbourne up by 16 points in Brisbane. A big challenge for the Bullets from here. It's United 70 to the Bullets 54.
fourth quarter action here at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Melbourne United has a 16-point lead, and I was listening into the Brisbane huddle, and guys, I have to say that the energy is very good, though they're down by 16. Tyrell Harrison slapped the chair and said, "We're right there." Casey gathered the group together and said, "It's all about us," and Coach Lash said, "We just need to stay focused."
Well, that's good to hear. That is very good to hear because they need that. They need a strong voice. They need someone to say, "Fellas, let's pick this thing up."
Golding doesn't need that.
It's a free throw in the end.
Been terrific, up to 19 points now for CG.
Jaylen Adams turns it over.
Might have been a 6th steal. It is credited as a 6th steal for Tyson Walker.
Close to those John Brown areas from the first game for Phoenix.
Game he's had so far. Patterson gets the elbows out.
So strong. Gets that deep.
Back to that 16-point margin. Just hung around all night. Melbourne haven't been able to land a knockout punch. Brisbane haven't been able to swing themselves any closer than 8 or 9 points in this second half. Smith Milner had the operator of the fireworks convinced that one was going down. Flames went up, but his shot didn't.
And it'd be great if he can get going because we've seen him shoot the ball extremely well in games. Let him knock a couple down, space the floor.
Golding going to the hoop, makes it work. What are you looking for on the offensive end here? Clearly something different if you're Stu Lash. Timeout straight away. Melbourne by 18 points. Just a minute and a half played in this final term. So an early intervention from the Brisbane coach. Liking what he's seeing early in this fourth term.
Turnover, missed shot, and you're letting Melbourne United get what they want. I think that's what he's worried about.
Greg Vanderjagt, Stu Lash imploring their team to keep on working here. Just keep on grinding away at this ball game. They got it back to single figures a couple of times in that third term. Have not been able to drag themselves back into the contest in any decisive fashion. 2-4 on the season, 17-point winners on Wednesday. The Brisbane Bullets. Melbourne 5-0 on the year. Starting in dominant fashion. United by 18 points out of the Tangerine timeout, 74-56. Dash Daniels and Finn Delaney chopping things up as they return to the court.
I just feel like they fired their shot in the third quarter, but couldn't capitalise with the free throws and the turnovers. No, that's not a pun, Joel. I saw you look at me.
Saw what you were doing there. I would have appreciated it if it was, Pete. That's all I'm saying. See what they've got left in the chamber here, the Bullets. Tyrell Harrison's got something to offer.
And Pete, because of the way Walker's playing, would you consider re-signing him early to hold on to him? I mean, you're probably going to lose Daniels.
Here we go with Edwards upstairs.
There's no probably there, Coach.
Okay, you got to lose
a lottery pick. That man is a lottery pick.
You're going to lose Daniels. You know,
always having the conversations. He's been terrific, though. What a signing. What a find. There's obviously a whole lot of import change.
Oh, wouldn't it go against the grain
this season? And Melbourne United have nailed all three. Jaylen Adams knocks one down. Now, one we obviously knew about, Milton Doyle. But Edwards and Walker have been phenomenal.
Unheard of the amount of flux in terms of the imports across the league as Daniels forced his way inside. Of course, Mason Jones being released by the Wildcats today.
I just feel like it might not be done yet.
You got some news for us, Pete?
Oh, no, I just think that the way the league is, the parity around, outside of Melbourne United, who have yet to lose, everybody else, you can't wait too long.
And the expectation and the urgency is there for all of these teams.
Well, there's obviously more games with the Ignite Cup, but also you get close to that clause where, for new faces, haven't have guaranteed dates.
Hey, if you're another team and Mason Jones is still He's still in the count.
Oh, I'm picking up the phone. If you haven't got someone
100%.
around and
Bring
you're
him
thinking
down.
of making a move, I think in a different system, I just don't think he was the right fit for the Wildcats. But we saw he can score at a high rate.
He's in the country. Bring him down. Let him work out for a week.
Oh.
Josh Daniels gets fresh Queensland air on the second free throw. 3 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, a steal and a block for Dash as he checks out of the game, and he's admonishing himself on the way out. Melbourne by 17. 7:17 left in this final term. Prather at the free throw line, follows up his own miss, has another go and drops it in.
23, 6. It's unbelievable.
It's just the price of admission for Casey Prather these days. 4 of his 5 games so far this season, 20 plus.
Well, you talk about re-signing, Joel. Copes with Walker. Ariana dropped us that little gem of the PR. Filing as Brisbane knocks it down. I'm locking Casey Prather away for as long as I can.
And I'm sure the way he's playing, he'll have different offers.
Delaney in the open floor to Krebs, who lays that one home. Melbourne's advantage rockets back out to 20 points. They're happy with their work. Stu Lash and Brisbane less so, as he calls for time once more, again displeased with what he's seeing.
I mean, credit the Bullets that third quarter. They caused turnovers. They chipped away, but unfortunately, they had some bad turnovers themselves that Copes highlighted perfectly, and then also just could not capitalise at the free throw line. That's what happens when you give them a lead, you try and chip it back.
Melbourne in action again at home on Sunday, so their multicultural round game against New Zealand is the early game on Sunday. The Breakers coming off a win against Tassie tonight, which would be a pleasant surprise for their fans. And then Sydney and Perth, one of the biggest rivalries in the game, Copes, and 2 teams that both need a dub.
Absolutely they do.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
That'll be real fun. Yes, yes.
Oh, JLA could be in for a big one. The Kings want to bounce back too, or both teams.
Those fan bases do not like each other. We know there's plenty of history between these two teams. Anytime they get together, it's not a local rivalry, so to speak. It's not a throwdown. It's not a freeway series. It's not an intrastate battle. But opposite sides of the country, there is some animosity between Sydney and Perth.
Joel, you mentioned the 6 steals for Tyson Walker. That is tied most for anyone in a game in Melbourne United history. Can we guess who he's tied with?
Shayley.
No, he's in this game. Can you have a guess, Joel? A good little lob there.
Give me a second, Pete. Let's go to Ariana to see what Dean Vickerman said before I take a guess.
Melbourne United just has such a standard of excellence that makes them so great. They're up by 18 points, and Tyson Walker during that last timeout, I don't even know what he did wrong, but he looked at his teammates and said, that's my bad, I'll clean it up. They're so, their standard is so high, and that's what makes them so great, guys.
Give me some Casper Ware action.
He's in this game, I said.
Oh, okay.
So I'll give you a hint there.
Should have been listening.
Tied most 6 steals per game in a game. United history. There you go, Casey Prather.
Nice. Nice.
Tyson,
an air ball.
He apologised for the time. I think he might want to double down on that.
0 of 8 tonight from the field. 0 of 5 from 3. Adams for a triple. Got it.
And he's been good. In the second half, he's been really good.
That's right.
He's been a lot more active.
Sorry, even if they lose, if you get him going, you give yourself a better chance, man.
Here's their other shot right there, right. Windows open ever so slightly. A couple of stops. Yeah, that'll help.
That will help indeed. Smith-Milner getting a piece of it off his fellow Kiwi and Delaney. Prather rumbling down the floor, whips it out to Adams for another. No, a little bit strong. Outside shot from Delaney.
Won't chance. We saw this in the previous game as well. Tassie just weren't going away. You just need a couple of shots to go your way.
They've got plenty of closing on this team as well for Brisbane. Adams 2 more, gap back to 11.
This is the most aggressive we've seen Jaylen Adams this season. Just get to his spots.
The timeout came at 62-82. Now a 71-82. 9-0 run for the Bullets. Walker can't stop it. He's 0 of 8 from the field. And again, they can cut it back to single figures here.
You're right.
Getting very excited, Pete, about what's in prospect, clearly. Thought I went through puberty a few years ago. Anyway, here's Murray. Down low for Prather. Take that away, says Fabian Krizlovic.
2.7 on the clock. Jesse Edwards and Tyrell Harrison. Great block from Krizlovic. So Casey spent. He's only going to get a quick breather, you think, because they're on the charge.
9-0 run here for Brisbane. 3.2 on the shot clock. They've got time to work with. Adams relocates to the corner. Cans the triple. 8-point game.
Can I say it?
Oh, go for it.
We got off to the ball game.
Yes. Come on.
Oh, you retired that. Oh, dribble. Here we go.
21 for Adams. 8-point margin.
5 turnovers for Milton Doyle.
Averaging 3.2 on the season a game, Milton Doyle, in the turnovers. He's right on his career numbers.
It is so fun to see Jaylen Adams taking over a fourth quarter. This is what we came to love when he was in Sydney.
You know he can do it. He's got this in the kit bag. Absolutely another opportunity is waved away, and you can see the frustration as he slams the ball into the hardwood.
Maybe this will get him going. And this league needs a guy like him with the Brisbane Bullets.
Well, he's been teed up for that as well. I don't like it because he's clearly just frustrated. He's not arguing the call, he's just frustrated. I understand the rules that are in place, but he just slammed the ball in frustration about anything. It was not about the call, unless he had some words to say as well.
Yeah. If it was just a slam, I think you let it go because you don't want to take the emotions out of the game. Once you take the emotions out, then you're in trouble.
Edwards, Golding, Doyle, Bowen, Daniels, the 5 for United. Adams pulls down the rebound out there with Murray, Smith, Milner, Harrison and Divas. So no Prather at the moment. Adams making moves. Down low for Tyrell, working on Jesse Edwards. Gets underneath, got good position, got fouled, will go to the stripe.
And I really hope Jaylen Adams takes something out of this because he looks great. He's so active, he's on the move, he's hunting the ball. This is a former MVP we're talking about. Championship winner.
How much better would this team be if he played like that the entire year? And they can make free throws.
13 of 24 tonight, the Bullets. 14 of 18 United. We did see it in the early game with Tassie that they had some woes at the line. I mean, he had 43 in a game last year, Jaylen Adams. He had 30 pieces. He had 40 twice last year. We know he's still got it.
And that's the Jaylen Adams the Brisbane Bullets thought they were going to get.
Every game.
Every game, yeah.
And to be fair, this second half has been awesome. They are right here. They steal it.
8 points, the spread, 3 minutes to play. Doyle to the corner, off a Bullet's hand. It'll stay with Melbourne. 8 on the shot clock. And a timeout for Dean Vickerman as he wants to chat things with his team. Tangerine timeout with 2:51 remaining. Melbourne 83, Brisbane 75. United trying to get their 6th win of the season. Brisbane trying to hand them their first loss. They've trailed by 20 in the game and by 20 earlier in the term, and they have roared back into this contest. And really it's been on the back of Jaylen Adams, the former MVP, who's got 21 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. He's added some steals and blocks. His second half's been magnificent.
Yeah, night and day from the first half, right? Can't speak highly enough of how he's come out at half-time. super engaged, active, hunting the ball, hunting his shot.
8 of 13 from the field. He looks aggressive. He looks, and you got to guard him. When he's knocking down shots like that, you have to know where he is.
He can get to that mid-range. He's just such a great user off the ball screen whenever he wants.
So crafty as Jaylen Adams has been for such a long time. There's his stats tonight. It's a pretty good-looking stat line. It's certainly better than Wednesday's. And his attitude and everything that he's brought to the table tonight.
His body language show.
Yep. More what they would have wanted. Still haven't had a huge amount of scoring punch. Only 6 bullets have hit the score sheet, as opposed to every United player who has stepped on the floor has put in points.
Dean Bickerman has 3.
They had 51 bench points last time out, Melbourne.
And
Brisbane generate the turnover. That would leave the United coach furious. Adams inside, hanging and hitting. 6 points the margin.
Another one.
Delaney goes headlong into the seats. A 15-1 run after Stu Lash called timeout at 82-62. Delaney inside, swatted by Harrison. Adams pokes it away. Delaney gets it back. 3 on the shot clock for Walker. He's still off target. Edwards pulls it down. Davis threw it into him. It is a Brisbane ball.
Oh, what a comeback this is. Great hustle.
Beautiful.
And again, it's some of the lesser lights who may not be filling it up on the score sheet, but are just doing what they need to when it matters.
And when you watch Jaylen Adams play the way he's playing, you can't do anything else but play hard. We got our leader out here knocking down shots. He's playing defense. He's getting steals. Let's pick it up, fellas.
They have not been this close since the opening term, when the score was 11-5. Melbourne top of the table. Haven't tasted defeat so far. Adams over the three-point line. Back to a one-score game. And this is the very, very best of Jaylen Adams.
Oh, isn't what? Years ago, he's one of the most clutch players in the league. Not just for a big shot, but late in games, he's just taken over. This is why the Bullets brought him in.
It is an 18-1 run. Doyle for 3. Offline, foul underneath.
Not a terrible foul. This is fun to watch. Oh, look at the Amy replay here. Walker falls down. Jaylen Adams says, thank you very much. His 4th 3.
And Pete, you played for Dean Bickerman. What would Dean be saying to the team now?
Look at that, time in front. Just 18 seconds. I mean, understanding that you're still in the position, you have the lead.
Remember, Melbourne scored 10 of the first 11 points in the game.
That's going to help.
Doyle hits the corner 3. That is Milton Doyle's bread and butter in these late game situations. Back to 6 points. But Brisbane are making their presence felt. They did it against Tassie in their first home game. They didn't get across the line. They hung tough. Can they finish tonight?
I mean, you go to Perth, you get a win. You come back here, and you play like this against the first-place team. You have to leave this game with confidence. Win or lose, you got to know you can play with anybody in this league.
There's only 7 players. Duke is getting hurt. Only been able to use 7 players. With the travel, still another piece to add. Some injury guys to come back.
Another performance of real merit for the Bullets.
Go.
And they add a W to all of that. Adams leaning in is fouled. 3rd foul on Walker. Edwards has 4 for Melbourne.
It's a 3 as well.
And when you watch these guys play like this, you got to root for him, man. You got to, because we know what he's capable of doing, and he hasn't done it all year long.
But you also have to ask the question is, where is this intent every single time you're on the floor?
Well, perhaps
you're going to go through those slumps where you don't hit shots. You just feel out of it, but you're aggressive. Like, this dude's a baller.
Maybe bringing him off the bench fired him up. Or somebody said something at halftime because he's certainly a different person.
The competition is better for having people like Jaylen Adams play the way that he is playing.
Absolutely.
He hits the first free throw. He's got 2 to come. He can make it a 3-point game again.
And you have to feel good about yourself when you leave this game, knowing you can help this team if you play like that.
29 for Jaylen Adams. Prather's got 23. And the Bullets have got 29 points in the quarter to roar their way back into the ball game. Doyle, so often the closer.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? Doyle's had a tough night, 5 of 14 from the field, but that's irrelevant. In the fourth quarter, and especially this late, the ball's in his hands. He's just going to score as Walker gets a 7th steal.
Takes it all the way and is fouled. Tyson Walker, first field goal of the night, and what a time to come up with it.
Oh, they just left Devers out to dry.
He's so good at stealing the ball.
You've got Walker, he's ripped nearly everyone so far this season. You just leave him out on an island. Where's the terror screen? Where's an outlet pass? Walker's just hounding him, super active with his hands.
There's no way you can cross a guy over in front of him and plays defense like that.
And that makes it a Melbourne United record 7 steals, correct, Pete?
Yep. Record this season as well.
Bonus will go.
They'll probably do it.
Critical intervention from Tyson Walker. 8-point game. Adams to the corner for Murray, who stepped on the strike.
You just have to be ready to catch and shoot.
Wide open. Take the open shot.
(91-83). The Bullets have made a hell of a run at Melbourne United. And it looks as though, barring a miracle, they'll ultimately fall short. Left themselves with too much work to do. And facing a closer like Milton Doyle is a task that few can overcome.
He's clutch. He is clutch.
It's special. It really is. Again, he's had an inefficient night, 6 of 15. With the last 3 in the fourth quarter, it barely hit the rim. Like, that's just coming off. Understanding, you know what? Game's on the line. He's going to take over.
That's 8 of his 17 points in about the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, 90 seconds.
No emotions, no facial expressions. Just give me the ball and get out of the way.
He is a special talent. He's urging his team on at this final timeout. 17-4-2 for Milton Doyle. As you said, Pete, not his best night shooting the ball, but we know that that isn't necessarily the marker of his impact on games.
Absolutely not. As I said, you need some clutch guys in the league. It's Bryce Conlon, it's Tyler Harvey. And then Melbourne United had Milton Doyle and Chris Golding. Spoiled for choice.
Prather's got 23 and 7 for Brisbane. Adams has 29, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Harrison's got 16 and 10, 3 assists, but he's got 6 turnovers for Melbourne. Doyle's got 17. Golding leads them with 22, so 38 points for Chris Golding in his 2 games so far. And Tanner Krebs with 16 against his former team. Adams, Devers, Murray, Prather, Harrison is what Stu Lash continues to roll with. And that is 8 steals for Tyson Walker, and that one was a gift.
I think that might be the... I'll have to look up that, Joel. Might be a 40-minute record. I'm trying to remember from John Brown's craziness in that first game.
Go into the record book to see exactly what the record all-time is. 11. Gee, that's an awkward one for Harrison underneath the basket there, who had Edwards tripping all over him. Tyrell Harrison still down and clutching at his head. Take another look on the replay.
Oh, elbow right to the chin.
Oh, boy.
And then he gets sort of half landed on, and that's not all kinds of fun. So just on Tyson Walker, 8 steals tonight. Good evening to Damien Martin, who holds the record in the 40-minute era. Our man had 9, 2 more than any other Milton Doyle's one of the players with 7. So Tyson Walker will go into outright second in the 40-minute era for steals in a game. 8 steals is no mean feat. And I mean, it's not a surprise to hear that Damo's top of that list.
No, not at all.
That's why the award's named after him. And just don't get much better. But Tyson Walker, that's a sign of a really, really good player too. It has not been his night offensively. 1 of 10.
Next home game, October 25th. Post-game signing session afterwards as well, and the Indigenous round. Looking forward to seeing you there.
See you in the next home game.
As Brooke mentioned, don't miss our first post-game signing session at our next home game against the Phoenix. That QR code is still up on the big screen if you want to grab. Oh, there it goes. Hopefully you've already scanned it. So post-game signing session, the first one, October 25th against the Phoenix. Another one on November 20th, funnily enough, also against the Phoenix. That will happen outside of the Carnival Fun Zone. So make sure you are there. Make sure you have some nice, fresh merch to get all the boys to sign. We'd love to have you with us. There's the QR code. Grab your silver tickets for $25 for that game against the Phoenix on the 25th. It does expire at 8 p.m. tomorrow, so get in there and grab your tickets while you can.
Melbourne United winners on Friday night hoops, 95-86. They go to 6-0 on this young NBL season. Pretty happy with their work, but it was a gameful performance from Brisbane tonight. There is our Mitsubishi Motors ladder, United on top of it all. The Bullets with some work to do, but Pete and Copes, they're not alone.
No, they're not. Again, there's always the battle for the play-in tournament, which is always fun to watch, but it's so early in the season. Extra 4 games with the Ignite Cup. Import pieces to come in, all this movement around. It's a very, very long season, plenty more to go. They'll take a lot of confidence out of that.
If Jaylen Adams can play like that, they're going to win more games than they lose because he was on fire in that second half.
36ers in action tomorrow, so are the Cairns Taipans. The Breakers are in action on Sunday against Melbourne United. We don't see Brisbane for a few more days yet, and of course the late game tomorrow, South East Melbourne and the Illawarra Hawks. There's the schedule, what is coming up. So those 2 games tomorrow, United and the Breakers on Sunday, and then the Kings and Wildcats surround it all out.
That's going to be a fun one because one team's not going to be feeling too good going into next round after dropping 2, and the other one might be able to get things back on track. So fun 4 games left of the round.
There'll be some fire and some venom in that final game of the round, as there will be throughout. So plenty more NBL action to come across the course of the weekend. You'll be at John Cain Arena tomorrow. You'll be with me for the early game, so looking forward to more of your company then. And of course, we'll have Ariana part of our coverage tomorrow as well. A big night of hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It was Tassie who went down in New Zealand in the early game. Brisbane not able to get it done against Melbourne in the late game. Plenty more to come. Look forward to your company again tomorrow.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Yeah, that looks so much better.